So now we're jumping into part 2 of our Transformer Tuesday. I said it was going to be a loaded one. I said there was going to be much more, and we got much more here today. This information comes courtesy of Hasbro Official's Instagram account and, of course, their Facebook page, both of them for Transformers Official for the Transformer Tuesday hashtag. And these are all Target exclusives, some of them Buzzworthy Bumblebee, some of them probably part of their red card system, but will be under the Legacy imprint. But that being said, let's jump into that. Some stuff that we've already discussed in the past and seen, but now we have better images and alt mode images, and some stuff that we haven't seen before, but we've discussed in the past. And the first one we're going to jump into is the Transformers Legacy Collection Deluxe Class Redcog, the Weaponizer. Now, we talked about this listing way back last year, around, I want to say like December, Christmas time last year. We were talking about this guy, and I gave a little history lesson. But you know what? Let's do it again. Let's explain what's going on here, who this is, what it's representing, and best of all, it's an accessory pack. So it's the first time we have an accessory pack that is easily accessible in retail, at least from an exclusive standpoint. So we have redcog. Now, redcog is kind of this weird little thing that's going on, because when you think of blue cog that we got back in Siege, blue cog was pretty much a companion piece to our Titan class Fortress Maximus. Cog was a extra character and or accessory that was included with the original 1987 Fortress Maximus. When we got our Titan class, it didn't have that. So when we got Siege, we got the Weaponizers and we got Cog as one of them, and then he could be that companion piece. Now we fast forward and we go, okay, well, Grand Maximus also had a red cog back in 1988. Now, granted, that red cog wasn't really a character, didn't appear in the Master Force cartoon. They didn't even bother to give him a new name or a new kind of designation. They just called him Cog in Japan, or Kogu, because he wasn't going to be in the show. It was gang molded with the Fortress Maximus toy, so with the Grand Maximus, it's going to be red now, and that was that. It just was this kind of side toy-only character in 1988, didn't appear in Master Force, didn't appear in the mangas, and that was that. Then we get Grand Maximus as a repaint of our Titan class in Japan, and the same thing kind of happened. We didn't get a COG equivalency because the Titan class of Fortress Maximus didn't have that. But then we have that COG mold from Siege, so it was only a matter of time before someone was going to repaint it. It was going to happen at some point. Of course, when we got our Siege Netflix show, there was a whole bunch of COGs. They were the army builders. They were in the background. They were all over the place. There was red ones, green ones, blue ones. They were everywhere. One of them technically could be the Master Force COG. Maybe. The Grand Max one. Maybe. Or maybe it's just, the Netflix series just filling in the background. Of course, that COG mold from Siege would get on to be used for a Power Dasher, and they tried to make the best of what they could with something like that. What other things could you really repaint it into? So it was only a matter of time before the Master Force homage, the Grand Maximus Red Cog, was going to be a thing. And when we saw that listing that leaked online from Target's computers back in Christmas of last year, it was just a matter of time before we'd see these images. And we knew back then that it was going to be an accessory pack because of the MSRP, because it was a lot larger than what a deluxe would normally be. And that is that. So here we have these images, and I think he looks fantastic. It's a little different than what I would have imagined based off of the original Grand Max. But again, it's based in the gang molding. It's based in the colors on how it's going to work with the sprues in the factories. And I think I'm even just more excited about the fact that the accessories that he comes with are very cool. According to the listing here that they have, it says here he includes 5 blaster accessories and 7 interchangeable barrels and components. Now, some of these accessories look like they're based off of previous stuff like Ultra Magnus, and some stuff looks like brand new. There's this little like bomb accessory grenade that looks like the grenade that Wheeljack was throwing around in the Siege show. There's a lot of little things here going on, but again, these accessory packs are really cool because it gives you that extra element to put out product that could be companion pieces for stuff you already bought. You have a Wheeljack figure, now you could pick up this cog, you got his grenade for him, and you could kind of marriage to that. What I also like is this accessory pack has painted accessories with painted details. And so that's really cool too, because that adds to the fact that we could have accessories in the future that aren't going to just be one molded color, and they could be a whole bunch of painted detail, and we could get a whole bunch of we could get an accessory pack 2 years from now and finally get a gut gun for our Cheetor, or finally get all kinds of stuff. So that's really cool, where if a toy didn't have the budget in its deluxe class price point to have its included weapons, an accessory pack could come in a couple of years. It could have the paint deco on it so that it doesn't have to be gang molded to the character that's an accessory pack with, and work the magic. There's a lot of cool business kind of stuff going on here that'll benefit us as fans in the long run. Now, they said here that these items will be available at a later date for pre-order and available at Target. Hasbro Pulse will have a limited availability also to pre-order when that time comes. Keep an eye out on the fan channels and all the things they say for when that comes. So again, no pre-orders yet for this guy, but keep an eye out for it. It will be the case. And he will be more than the normal MSRP price point because he is an accessory pack character. Think of something like the Hot Rod figure with Studio Series 86, that he's technically a deluxe, but because he comes with accessories, it's a Voyager class. I'm probably leaning more something along that lines too. And again, he's going to be in a legacy packaging, much like we got with Night Prowler and some of the others too, where they're not 100% mainline legacy. They're retail exclusive with that legacy imprint and packaging on it. The last two that they showed us, nothing really too much to talk about. The big thing is, so we have the toy Terrorsaur. We've talked about it briefly in the past. It's toy accurate Terrorsaur, everything like that. We saw both modes because of, you know who. But the big thing to take away here is the Dinobot. We only saw the robot mode from the leaked factory images, but we never got to see the Dino mode, and the Dino mode looks fantastic. They really nailed 100% how the original Dinobot toy from 1995 and 1996 looked like. One thing that we could take away, because they don't show the weapons, but we could see the tail weapon peeking out at the edge of the tail, so it looks like they actually painted up his original tail sword weapon. Because my speculation was, well, the original toy didn't have a painted sword weapon, and if they want to go really toy accurate, they could get away with not painting the sword, and hey, they get something that's toy accurate, and they get to save on deco stuff. So it looks like they painted the sword. They also painted the nails of the dino feet, which again was not like the original toy. So they put more paint than I expected. Is it accurate? Technically not, but I mean, I guess they said, you know what, the budget has to go somewhere. Let's put it somewhere, and that's that. Again, the lack of using clear plastic on the legs instead of using the clear, they used orange. I said it in the past, it's the right move. I mean, the way that ABS plastic is being used today in a thinner kind of form, in the MABS plastic and SABS plastic, I wouldn't want clear plastic on a joint like that that's used for a transformation. The original Dinobot toy got away with it. It was solid, strong Kenner ABS plastic back in 95, 96. When you fast forward to the Hasbro era of Beast Wars of 97 and 98, and you got a GPS Grimlock repaint from that, well, we all know how that turned out. It was a mess. So either way, I'm excited about this. This looks really cool. I really like the cog. Again, the big thing to take away from everything that we're talking about today is that fact that we got accessory packs that have painted accessories, and this could be such a great platform in the future that if ever we get toys that don't have the proper stuff, we don't need third-party upgrade kits that are expensive. We don't need all of that stuff. We'll get some kind of accessory packs at some point that'll fill that in. They'll be factory painted. They'll look really nice, so you won't just have something where you have something that's 3D printed and it just doesn't have that feel and everything. I'm excited about this. Let me know what you think. Pretty cool stuff otherwise. And we're not done yet, so stay tuned for that.